This podcast is brought to you by the Foundation for World Harmony.
Come with me to discover the transformative power of kindness and the joy it brings. Join me as we explore every Monday morning simple yet profound ways to elevate your happiness, one gesture at a time.
Wow, fantastic baby. Dance. I'm gonna dance. Fantastic baby.
Welcome to another episode of The Complete Guide to Happiness. Hope you had a happy week. Unfortunately, my guest this week is having a lot of rain. He's a fantastic ambassador over there in Nigeria, but it's been hard to get a hold of people over there. And that's where I'm strongest, in Africa. I'm in 34, where the movement, I should say, is in 34 countries. And we're doing some fantastic things over there, making a lot of people happy. And it makes me happy to make people happy. And that's what this show is all about, as is the Befantastic channel, which I hope you are subscribing to, as well as this one. So I want to give you a little update on what's happening. I had a tough week as well. I was in the hospital for 3 days for prostate surgery. My three favorite professions are teachers, which are fantastic because they're really not doing it for the money and they don't get paid enough. They should get paid more. And they're shaping the future of humanity by teaching children. And I love that. Even we teach older people. I'm trying to teach kindness. So we're teachers in many ways, and we're students of life as well. So teachers are my favorite, and then farmers, because without food, we're not going to exist. And unfortunately, farmers aren't treated very well. The big conglomerates, because of their greed, get all the money, and they put farmers out of business, especially the organic ones that are doing fantastic jobs, because when they put GMOs into food, it's really bad, because they're just doing it to make the food last longer. They've got tomatoes that aren't really tomatoes. They're red and they look like tomatoes, but they don't have any nutrients in it. What happens when the soil is depleted also is the nutrients from fruit and vegetables come from the nutrients in the soil, and the soil gets depleted because there's so many people on the planet. We have to keep growing, and it gets depleted. So there's no nutrients in the food. A lot of the food. It's a shame. It's bad. So farmers are second, and doctors are third. And thanks to the doctors at the San Pedro Hospital here, they were fantastic. They were a group from Kansas that come over here each year to donate their time to help patients. They do about 22 prostate surgeries. That's what I had. I had prostate surgery. So it was very painful 3 days. So I'm still in recovery. So I'm not up to par, but I'm still going to try to bring you some happiness on this show. Let me read the quote, one of the quotes that went out a couple weeks ago. This is from Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi. Happiness is when what you think, what you say, and what you do are in harmony. Because words matter. Words affect water. We're 80% water. So when you say the word fantastic, and I really encourage all my ambassadors, we're at 12,250 now, to use the word fantastic as often as you can. I've been watching movies lately, which I always like to do, and they say the word fantastic a lot, and I videotape it whenever it's said, and it really is an amazing word because it forces you to smile, and the smile releases stress, anxiety, and depression. 70% of people are depressed, they say. I wish the number was lower, but this show will release that or reduce it because I'm going to try to make you smile. And that releases endorphins, dopamine, and serotonin. And if you laugh at anything I do, even better, especially if you watch my cooking show coming up. So we won't have a guest today, but I'm going to talk about things. Now, as you know, I always send a quote out to along with a famous quote from someone famous in history. We have about 800 groups. Some of them dropped off, some of them drop on. We have a fun group called Cooking is Fantastic, where I share my recipes, and as other ambassadors are invited to do. Cooking is Fantastic. You can join that group. And so my quote was, happiness should be your goal in life. And that's so this show hopefully will guide you to that. And of course, if you've ever watched my Be Fantastic YouTube channel, there are over 2,600 videos, all ad lib, all on the cuff, as this one is. This one's not uh, scripted. I just talk from my heart, and I want to make you happy. That's the goal in life, to be happy. And so I want to introduce you to my little friend. I don't know why they gave me this, but it sure helped because I didn't have any family or friends to visit me during the 3 days. Isn't she cute? I call her the kindness kitty. And I held her in my arms, in my hand, for those 3 days. It was pretty rough, but if it doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger. Whatever happened in your life, you got to look at it in a positive manner. I was orphaned at 10. I don't look at it as a positive thing. I mean, I don't see it as a negative thing either. It made me who I am today. Everything makes you who you are. If you were raped as a child, I encourage you to try to forget it, because carrying it as baggage is not healthy. And the reason we're 70% depressed is because we're thinking about the past. We're drudging up the past, and we're carrying it with us, like a sack of potatoes. You're carrying this heavy weight instead of looking at it as a positive thing that made you stronger and using it as a ladder to be happier. Because our goal is to be happy again, to be happy. And a lot of things we're depressed about is we're thinking about what negative things will happen in the future. I'm not going to be able to pay my rent. I'm not going to find a girl. I'm not going to find a guy. I'm not going to, be happy, or all the negative things you might put in your head that you shouldn't. You should be saying, I'm going to get a great job next month. I'm going to land the interview. I'm going to nail the interview. This is going to be a fantastic opportunity. Positivity creates positive actions. Negative thinking, I'm going to fall, I'm going to hurt myself, I'm not going to get there in time. All the bad things you say that could affect your life. It does affect your life. I am possibly the most positive person on the planet because I see everything in a positive light. The stay at the hospital, well, hopefully my health will be better. So that's a positive thing. I met some fantastic nurses and doctors and patients. Not very many of them spoke English, but so I look at it as a positive thing. 3 days of pretty much hell, having a catheter put in my body for 48 hours wasn't a whole lot of fun. But you get through it. You got to get through it. You got to look at the positive in everything. So I want to tell you about a few different developments on the kindness revolution, because everything I do, as you might know if you've been watching these episodes, everything I do right now in my life is to promote kindness. This show hopefully will encourage you to join the kindness revolution, and it's free. That's the biggest problem. It's free. People don't respect free. People do not respect free because there's no inherent value because they didn't pay anything for it. And I have so many examples of proof of that, and you probably know it's true as well. I like to use the example of you go to a party, they give you a cocktail, you drink half of it, put it down, go to the bar again, get another cocktail. And I've seen that over and over and over again. If you paid for that cocktail, you would drink the whole damn thing. So this kindness revolution is free. I'm dedicating my life to it. And I've got to put it on pause because I have to keep going to the restroom because of this recovery process. I'm not sure how I put this on pause. I'll just try to get through it. Maybe it'll be a short episode. It's not a whole lot of fun having to pee all the time. Anyway, so we have I've been sending out the last couple of years every day a motivational quote to our 800 plus WhatsApp groups. I'm now going to be sending it to our group, our websites. Befantastic.Today.com. I'm sorry, Befantastic.Today is one of them. But the bigger websites will be worldkindnesslist.com and the Foundation for World Harmony.org. So those, I got to take a break. Let me see how we can stop this recording. I'll just be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome to the Be Fantastic channel, where you will find many fantastic interviews with amazing people,
Visit the top world museums,
incredible zoos,
beautiful national parks.
special events, and much more.
These videos are designed to educate,
Inspire.
motivate, and entertain you.
We hope you will enjoy them.
Join the Be Fantastic philosophy.
Please subscribe.
Like and share.
It's called live television. You know, my 2,600 videos on YouTube, if the camera fell down, I picked it up because there's no takeovers in life. I like to do things live. I like to make my life easy. And so thus I do it my way, you know, like my Frank Sinatra, my way. I got to do it my way. I'm only going to be myself. I'm trying to prove to everyone that you can do anything you want in life. You really can. I've accomplished a great deal in the last 5 years with this kindness revolution without any money. It's fantastic because people get the be kind philosophy. You know, to be kind to yourself, to be kind to others, to be kind to Mother Earth literally solves all mankind's problems. So let's get back to the WhatsApp groups. They're going to be the quotes of the day will be posted on worldkindnesslist.com, and you can go back through the archives and see a lot of the old quotes. They're from famous people, celebrities, philosophers, what have you. So that's kind of cool. We have the kindness class curriculum almost completed, which will be an interactive class that a teacher or a student can host to a group or pastor. And basically, it talks about how and why you should be kind to yourself, how and why you can be kind to others, and how and why you can be kind to Mother Earth. So it's going to be a really great way of teaching kindness. And we have the Kindness Club for Kids. Club spelled with a K, as I like to use the letter K. And that's going to be where, you know, pretty much for single mothers, because there's a lot of single mothers out there, unfortunately, where they come together and they teach the children kindness, the same type of format, but we do activities. They're going to create art, eco art, which I've created. I didn't create it, I just do it. And they'll do excursions and maybe clean the streets and all kind of fun stuff to show kindness, and maybe visit a hospital and talk to the old people. And that's a kind thing to do. And especially old people love to see young people come in and visit them. That would be kind of cool to get that going. So this is the Kindness Club for Kids. Yesterday we had our first FACE event. FACE stands for Fantastic Art Caravans Everywhere. And it was very successful. Today is the second day of that event. Here in Antigua, we're showing the concept of it and how it's going to work, because you can do this in every community around the world. Imagine this. You bring together all the local artists. And the artists are doing, I mean, it's a great thing to be an artist. It didn't used to be, but today artists are very well respected. My father was an abstract expressionist, very famous guy in the Smithsonian. So basically, you get together the local artists, you find a venue, it could be a restaurant, it could be a mall, and then you invite everybody to see the art for free. And the backbone is, of course, kindness. It's to support the kindness revolution to do this. But here's what the deal is. Everybody wins. The artists win because they're getting exposure, and hopefully they sell their art. The venue wins because people are coming in to see the art, which people love art. And and the people win. Everybody wins. And the kindness revolution wins. I love creating things where everyone wins. And we had music. I'm going to post it on YouTube, Be Fantastic YouTube, later today. We had a band perform live music. We had some great art there. Some pieces were sold. So it was a very successful first day. Didn't rain, which was good, or fantastic. I don't like using the word good, as you might know. Sometimes I get caught, even me, I get caught saying the word good. When you say the word fantastic, it forces you to smile, which releases stress, anxiety, and depression. Or laughter. It's fantastic. It really is. And so the FACE events, I hope, will really propel the kindness revolution. because again, everyone wins. If it's at a mall, the stores win because traffic's coming in, or a restaurant, traffic's coming in. The artists win because they can sell their art and show off their art, and the people win because they get to see a free exhibit. And the kindness win. So it's really a great concept. I'm very happy to have developed it with Dennison, the artist, who's our director in Guatemala. Great guy, great artist. He paints with resin and coffee, which is a brown pigment, obviously, because it's coffee. And he does some great art. I mean, fantastic art. And there was some really great art there. So check out YouTube video on Be Fantastic. It'll be posted later today because the juggler didn't show up yesterday, so I want to get him on tape. Fantastic juggler. He does fire juggling at night. It's really quite exciting. As you know, I'm here in Antigua, and last night they had the Day of the Lights, where they map out all the facades of all the cathedrals, and they have a light show on displayed on the facade. I saw it last year. Wasn't up to it last night, so I didn't go. But you can see it on this channel, on Be Fantastic YouTube channel as well. So I covered the Facebook event. That's really exciting. The kindness class, the kindness club. When I proved, I also coming up with something that to help the Be Fantastic revolution, the kindness revolution. Cookies, kindness cookies. Now I proved concept that if you write the word "be kind" on a board, people will buy it. And the guy's making in Belize, he took my advice because I put up over 300 "be kind" signs on the island, and he's making them and making money. And there's proof of that it works. So I'm thinking to all you bakers out there, all you the Girl Scout Cookies of America, bake a cookie in a heart-shaped form, put frosting on it, and with the writing, write "be kind," or in Spanish, say "amable," or say "bondad," or in any language, write "be kind." And I promise you, at any event, anywhere, go door to door, you'll sell "be kind" cookies, and keep all the money, because as you know, we don't do this for money. We just want to promote kindness. And what better way to get kindness than through someone's belly? You know, if you've ever been to an event, art event, they have them here every week, of course. People buy the art and the goods and stuff, but they always buy the food. No matter what, they'll buy the food. So kindness cookies with a K, kindness cookies with a K, I think would be a great seller. I know it will be a great seller because I've already proved it with signs. You can't eat a sign, but the signs have been popular. The cookies will be even more popular. So please take this advice, bake some cookies, your favorite cookie, whatever, put some frosting on it, even just write the words "be kind" on it. They will sell it and you'll make some money for your church, for your school, as a fundraiser, for yourself. It doesn't take a whole lot of money to bake a cookie. It takes a little time and it's fun. And I check it out. I think I did a video on YouTube as well on the "be kind." What else do I want to cover on this episode where I ad lib? I'm not sure which cooking episode is going to be coming up after this, but it'll just be this monologue and the cooking episode that the producers will decide on. Love cooking. Join Cooking is Fantastic. Send in your recipes, videotape them, or just write them out to share. Sharing is caring. Caring leads to kindness. Kindness leads to happiness. And that's what the show is all about, happiness. During the 3 days at the hospital, I was a little concerned about my plants because it is rainy season here, but it hasn't rained in 3 days. So, it's no funny when you have responsibilities. I don't have much, but I have a responsibility to my plants. And I was a little concerned that they didn't get the water they needed. But they turned out okay. This is fine. I thought positive. I think that'll be fine. Most of it's ivy and carrots, and they don't need water every day. So that worked out. What else happened during those 3 days? I did some writing. They gave me a pencil, paper, and paper after I used my best Spanish to ask for that, and I forgot it there. So that was kind of a bummer. But because I didn't have my phone for 3 days. That was an experience. Most people can't live without their phone for an hour. Certainly, I probably can't either, but I did for 3 days. That was interesting. What else do I want to talk about? I told you there's lots of new ambassadors, 12,250. We're doing well with that. That's about it. I think I covered most everything. Um, I know I'm forgetting something. Kindness class, everything. Anyway, whatever you've been doing that's making you happy, keep doing it. And find other things to make you happy. Sing, if again, I'll say this again. Secret to happiness is finding something that makes you jump out of bed every morning. When you find that something, you'll look forward to your day. Obviously, you jumped out of bed. And when you look forward to your day, you're going to have fun. And when you have fun, you're going to do it well because it's easy. Playing tennis, whatever it is, you're having fun doing it. And when you do something well, someone's going to pay you for it. But don't jump out of bed for money. I mean, that's not really makes you happy, which it does. Makes a lot of people happy to have money. I had money. And I guess it brought, I don't know if it brought me happiness, but it brought me nice, shiny things, a big yacht, a nice home, fancy cars, fake friends, and when you don't have the money, you don't get many phone calls. And every weekend, my phone would burn up. They want to come on my yacht and party and drink my free booze and eat my wife's gourmet cooking. And they loved it. They had a great friggin' time. Are they calling me today? No, they're not. And that's fine. That's okay because people are people. And I call it the insanity of humanity. That's not insane. What's insane is throughout the ages, what have humans done to other humans? Vlad the Impaler, he was a horrible human being. Hitler, Napoleon, Caesar, these people did some horrible things in history. They burned people like Bruno, the philosopher, they burned them at the stake for saying that the earth wasn't the center of the universe. Oh, the poor guy, he was right. And the women in the 1700s in Salem, Massachusetts, for just speaking out that women are going to have the right to vote or women should be equal or whatever, they burned them at the stake as witches. The horrible things man does to mankind, it's got to stop. And the kindness revolution is a step towards that end, the insanity of humanity. Please join if you haven't. Please invite a friend. It doesn't take much effort. I know it's free, but respect it. History will show that this is the first thing in life that's free. It's free. I'm sorry, it's free. I apologize that it's free, but it's free. And that's about it. I can go on and on about everything, but be kind are 2 words that will save the planet. Please be kind to yourself. Love yourself unconditionally. How do you expect someone to love you if you don't love yourself? Be kind to all others. It stops war, violence, greed, corporate greeds, personal greed, lying, stealing, cheating, arguing, bullying, teasing, raping, all the bad things man does to man. Number 2 is really important. Be kind to others. It's not as important as number 1, because if you're not alive and happy and well, how can you be of service to your God, your country, your family, your business, or yourself? How? You can't. You have to love yourself unconditionally. I used to always say Danny DeVito, short, fat, and ugly, but he found love. Rita Perlman, I think her name. Rita Perlman, I think his wife's name. Anyway, they found each other in their love, and that's fantastic. To be in love is fantastic. To be in love with yourself is fantastic. To love others is fantastic. And of course, love our planet. Use a third less of everything. Everything. You can use a third. You can get by with a third less. Of course, the corporations are going to hate me. They're going to probably hit out on me if people start listening to me. Or if more people start listening to me, because I know a few people are listening to me. And I know I'm making a lot of people happy with the Fantastic Revolution. In Africa, they love the Fantastic Revolution. The kindness revolution. They love it. And I'm making so many people happy. More pastors and religious folk than others, doctors, nurses, the really smart people, or I know farmers are getting into it. Anyway, I got to go. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share. All those good things. Am I live and in living color? Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Dr. Fantastic Cooks. It's June 7th, 2025. I'm here in Antigua, Guatemala. It's the day before my birthday, and I'm going to make the most incredible cake
I've ever made. I'm celebrating the beginning of my 8th decade on the planet. So we're going to see what happens. If you want to call in, I'd love to hear from you. Call in at 61636-376-7205. And to kick off the party, I invited the Beatles to play a little music. Let's see if that works. Here we go. Let's see what happens. The Beatles. Here's to the Beatles. You should have a good time every day, not just on your birthdays, everybody. And as you know, I have secrets to success in the kitchen. One is having a glass of wine. Okay, that's enough of that. Okay, Beatles. Okay, you're fired. Everybody's fired. Okay, enough of that. So basically, you should always have a cocktail because if it doesn't come out, you don't feel so bad. So here's to a nice glass of cold sangria. On a hot day, it's delicious. So I'm going to make a cake. And I couldn't find carrot cake because I really wanted carrot cake. So I looked up the ingredients, and I guess you got to put carrots in it. So I'm taking a French vanilla, and I'm making a cake out of it. Now, I went and bought 3 baking pans. So that's what the cake's going to look like when it's done. What do you think? This one should have been a little bit smaller, but, what the hell. So basically, these will be how do you say, oiled, because you have to oil it. So let's go through the ingredients that we got here today. 3 eggs, beaten till thickened. I guess it's thick. The mix, a lot of people do it from scratch. Make life easy. Betty Crocker, that was my mother's name, by the way, Betty. She's been baking for over 100 years. So you got to figure they're selling tens of millions of these packages. Super moist French vanilla cake mix. And there's pudding in the mix. Oh, I didn't know that. At any rate, so you got to figure it's exact because I'm a chef and you don't have to be exact. You don't like onions, you don't put onions in it. You love onions, you put more onions in it, as an example. So this baking is so precise. You can't have too much salt, too much sugar, too much anything, or you ruin it. Baking powder, all those things. Yeast. So this is probably one of the best mixes you could probably buy. Betty Crocker, she's been around. She's all over the world. I mean, she's American, but here she is in Guatemala. Oh, before I forget, one of the ingredients, before you get this in order, these are unscripted. Here's the ingredients. Okay, so the mix, 3 large eggs, beaten till thick, half a cup of oil, and 3/4 cup of water, which is like this. Water and oil don't mix, and a teaspoon of baking soda. So you can see the baking soda, the water, and the oil don't mix, but they're all in there together. 2.5 teaspoons of cinnamon. 2 cups of carrots. Now, carrots, the reason I want to talk about the carrots is fresh grown organic carrots that I grow. I'm also, which is really kind of fun, you take the end of your celery, next time you buy a stalk of celery, and cut off the end of it, put it in the soil, cover it up to the top, and within a day, it starts to grow. In a week, it's got stalk. It's pretty amazing. And kids will love to see that because kids have no patience. But if they see a movement every day in a plant, they probably get excited and maybe want to become a farmer because we need more farmers. A cup of crushed pineapple, not sliced, not diced, but crushed. And that's the ingredients for a cake. And you bake it at 325 for as long as you want, till it pops up and it's moist and you can stick a toothpick in it. So let's get going. to get a little cocktail going to my success. You know, been on the planet a long time. And as you might know, I have the kindness revolution, which I believe solves all mankind's problems. And mankind has a lot of problems. So I hope you join. I hope you're a member. I hope you're enjoying the daily quotes we send out to hundreds and hundreds of WhatsApp groups around the world. Thank you, Emmanuel, for doing that. She's the assistant doing that. So I guess the first thing we do is we're going to mix. We beat the eggs. Now we're going to put this concoction in there. More liquid. Get that baking soda to fall in there. There we go. And we give it some more beating. You know, I'm not sure what particular order to do things, but I think they all end up in the same place in your belly. So I don't think it's really crucial. The order might make it easier if you put the flour, the mix in first, then add the liquid. I don't know, maybe not. I'm going to put in the crushed pineapple. And then I'm going to put in the 2 cups of carrot, not celery, carrot. You know, I've been traveling for 5 years, and I bought very rarely did I buy things. In Egypt, when I was there for a few years, you start buying things. You know, so you're in a location for a while, and you start buying lots of stuff. So I seem to have most everything I need to cook. I've got 3 shelves of spices because I love to cook. Okay, now for the mix, Betty Crocker. May she rest in peace. I'm probably going to put it in slowly. And this isn't, I don't think this is the right tool for the job. I've got a fork here someplace. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to use this thing. I bought this recently. I had an old one, old spatula, and it was hard and brittle. Boy, when you have a soft spatula, it's really makes cooking easier. So let's put in half that, mix it up. Never let anything upset you. That splashing in my face didn't upset me in the least. So the shirt goes off to the laundry. That's not the end of the world. Oh, look at that. It's mixing up nicely. There we go. Patience is a virtue, you know, being patient. And confidence, knowing it's going to come out fantastic. You got to think positive in life. Too many people are worried about the future, worried about everything, just worried. Worrying can kill you, like it did my mother. Worrying is not healthy. Let me just put it all in there. Oh, I did want to mention something. If you've been watching my videos, a lot of times I'll be out on the porch there, sitting on the swing, talking philosophy and trying to make people happy. And one of my ambassadors, been an ambassador for over a year, maybe 2 years, he mentioned my sign. It says Dr. Fantastic's motivational spot. And he said, you know, you could buy a really nice sign and blah, blah, blah. I said, Saul, you're not getting the point of my whole revolution. 1, it's about loving yourself. 2, it's about loving others. And 3, it's about loving the planet. Of course, I can go out and buy a sign that's all nice and printed and beautiful. But the third commitment, being kind to our planet, is recycling, repurposing, creating eco art. So that's an old board, probably 100 years old. I painted it. It's free, obviously. It's not the money. It's the fact that I'm using the resources that are already there. So the sign's got personality. Speaking of personality, when I was young, my stepfather was an abstract expressionist, and we were very poor. We didn't have money to go out and buy the Hallmark or the Walmart Christmas cards and Valentine's cards and the kind of cards that kids distribute at school. We had to make our own. And I felt ashamed because everyone else got to buy theirs. Now, what's better, making your own card or buying a store-bought one? Of course, making, but as a kid, you don't realize that. When you get older and you realize that reusing, recycling, creating something from the heart and with your own hands is much better than buying a 10-cent card that everyone else buys. I mean,
so much better. So basically, I said, it's all you, because the kindness revolution, the Be Fantastic philosophy is deep. You know, I could talk for hours on how and why you should love yourself. I can talk for hours on how and why you should love others. And that's, you know, one of the 10 commandments. And I can talk for hours on how and why to be kind to the planet. And that's recycling, as I did with that sign. So he goes, oh, you know, and so a lot of people, most people are lazy. They won't take the time to read their welcome letter. They won't take the time to read the invitation letter to join the kindness revolution. And they all want it to be explained personally. Now, I got a call today from one of my ambassadors, around 9,000. He says, why don't you ever call me? I go, I've got 11,000 ambassadors. I apologize. I can't call everyone. You can call me though. I'll take all the calls, you know. So I thought it was pretty funny. It's a great revolution. You can change the world if everyone participates. The more people we have on worldkindnesslist.com, the more governments will take note, the more corporations will take note. This isn't for money. This isn't for politics, to support politics, and it's certainly not for religion. We do have religious groups. People love religion. That's, you know, it's great. You love religion. That's fantastic. The first commitment, being kind to yourself, well, that's the God card. If you love yourself, you love God, because God, they say, is inside of all of us. So that looks like a pretty nice little mixture. Not too thick, not too thin. I think it's going to be, I know it's going to be fantastic. And of course, half the fun is making, you know, cake and baking the cake and then decorating the cake and then, of course, eating the cake. I love eating. Oh, this is sangria. I just discovered it as I had a guest for dinner, and they wanted, she wanted sangria. So I bought sangria. It's delicious. I think all the ingredients are in there. Oh, what I did with the, there is a frosting recipe that you can make from scratch, which I didn't do, which supposedly was in the bag. I don't see any frosting in the bag. Anyway, so I just took the regular frosting and I put some cream cheese in it. That one to thin it out, one to extend it because it's a 3-layer cake now. Yeah, so this will be interesting. I've never done a 3-layer cake. I don't ever remember making a. Carrot cake, but we're going to see what happens. So now I was going to grease these pans with the oil that was in there, but as you can see, that's a little late for that. So what we're going to do here, I'm just going to take a little olive oil. I'm sure olive oil is not going to destroy it. Just a tinge. We're going to take a paper towel and we're going to grease up the pans. Okay, there's one, nice and greased. 2, nice and greased. Got to have fun in the kitchen. Get your kids in the kitchen. Kids can help. They can do that. Right? I was going to play some more Beatles. So you say it's your birthday. Singing keeps you young. I think cooking keeps you young. Doing anything that you love keeps you young. I have a show called The Complete Guide to Happiness, all about doing the things that make you happy. If baking makes you happy, bake to your heart's desire. Okay, so those are nice and greased up. It'll be very interesting to see how this works out. So now I've got to figure out how to distribute the goodies. Let's see. Okay, I think we're going to start with the little one. Cover the bottom. We're going to go for the bigger guy. Cover the bottom. It'll be a little bit thinner. And go for the big guy. Now, if I knocked over that glass of wine, is it the end of the world? Does it clean up? Yes, it does. Everything's going to be fine. Oh, I love this new spatula. Oh, it makes life so easy. I had this used spatula someone gave me. I just used it. And then I finally bought one, and it's like, it makes your life so, I'm a jack of all trades. And when you have the right tools, well, when I have the right tools, I could do anything. So having the right tools to bake is important. I was going to buy the throwaway pans, but it's my birthday, so I splurged. I think this one needs a little bit more. Carrot cake. I went and bought because I have no memory, I went and bought a grater because I didn't think I had one. And of course, I had one. Never used it, but I had one. Okay, so these are kind of thin, so they probably get to bake pretty quick, which is fine. I don't think there's a rule that says it has to be 1.5 inches thick. This one's a little thicker. This one's a little thin. The big one's about the thinnest. Trying to get it a little even on all sides here. So it's going to bake a lot quicker than normal. And then you always want to, really taste the cinnamon. I think it's cinnamon cake. Maybe I put too much cinnamon. No, I don't think so. I think it's delicious. So there you have it. Meanie, Miney, and Mo. They're going to go in the oven. I preheated it already. The way you test it is you put a toothpick in it. But like I say, they're thin, so they're going to bake quicker. And I believe it's at 325. So that's it. I probably will just do a little, that's the end of the show for today. I'll probably just do a little YouTube finale because, I don't want you to sit all day long waiting to see the results. It's very tasty. So I don't know if I told you this, but about 5 months ago, I was overweight because I was eating a lot. I love to eat desserts, rich foods, lots of foods. And I said, my birthday's coming up in 5 or 6 months. I should probably get in shape for my birthday. And I did. I lost 25 pounds. Walked to the gym, worked out a half hour, walked back, eat a little bit less, cut out the desserts, everything in moderation in life. And now I'm at a very good weight, happy with it. Hopefully I can stay that way now and not indulge again. There was a point I was trying to make about this. What was the point? Getting in shape, being happy. I mean, if you're happy fat, I wasn't. Because, to bend over was being in the ass. Tie your shoes. I don't have shoelaces, but I mean, if I had shoelaces, it would have been tough. I like slip-ons. I like my life easy. So I was going to make a point there, and I lost my track of thought there. I lost weight for the birthday. Birthday's tomorrow, June 8th, a day that will live in infamy. What was I going to say? By the way, thanks for all those calls that came in during the show here. So I mean, the bottom line is enjoy every day. Be kind to yourself. Love yourself unconditionally. Be kind to all others. Be kind to Mother Earth. And we'll make a go of things. We need a new consciousness. We need a new age of thinking. We need to be one because we all are one. They proved it with quantum entanglement. The Pope is going to come out with, he's going to be the, they're calling him the Revelation Pope. They're calling him the Disclosure Pope because the Vatican and all those popes have known about extraterrestrials for thousands of years. And it's in their archives, and they've got 50 miles of bookshelves in their archives. And that needs to be digitized for future generations. We've lost a lot of information over the centuries with libraries being burnt and what have you. So he's going to be the Disclosure Pope because I'll bet my bottom dollar in my life that we've been visited before dinosaurs. There's such a vast space I mean, it's even bigger than the universe, and galaxies. And they know that there's billions of galaxies, and there's billions of stars in the galaxies, and there's billions of, and it's called infinite. If you can comprehend infinity, which most humans can't, because everything we know has a beginning and an end. Our planet has a beginning and an end. Our sun has a beginning and it will have an end. So everything has a beginning in our lives, of course. This cake has a beginning and an end. So basically, we humans can't comprehend infinity, but the Pope's going to come out. That's very exciting. Many presidents have said they're going to come out, but then their advisors come to him and says, Mr. President, you're going to be the president that destroys a lot of lives by telling people that there's extraterrestrials, because in the past they thought it would religion would go out the door, but the Pope is going to say that he created the universe, so he created those extraterrestrials. They're all part of God's plan. So that's the good news about that. The bad news is because we live in such a greedy, selfish, horrible, evil society, and there's great people, of course. They made money from COVID. They make money from wars. And they're going to say, watch this, mark my words, and of course, I was right with COVID. They're going to say that the aliens are evil and we need to spend trillions of dollars to protect the planet. And everyone's going to buy into it because you buy into what they feed you on the national news. And the national news is owned by the conglomerates, the 17 richest families in the world. They own the media, they own the banks, they own the countries, they own the politicians, they own everything. And they're not going to tell you anything that's going to hurt the bottom dollar. And they probably will tell the Pope not to tell what's going on. JFK was going to tell everybody what's going on. And that didn't work out for him. So, to break the system, which is breaking the people with the money, is dangerous for you. They actually, the rich people, have people they pay to sit at the patent office in case something comes down the pike and it's going to be patented, which I think is ridiculous. Patenting is ridiculous, in my opinion, because you're telling the world how to do it. And they're going to either try to buy it, squash it, or kill the person that made it up, because they don't want to change the system. The system works. They make a lot of money. They don't want free energy. They want you to use gas and kerosene and coal and the things that they make money with. So anyway, I think I diverted from my cooking class here, but enjoy life, enjoy your birthdays. I think your birthday should be celebrated for a month. And when your child has a birthday, it's your birthday as well. I always felt that when my children had birthdays, that I was celebrating because it was the day that my wife gave birth. And that was a very special day, very special days when people are born. And we're all born in a specific time and place. And if you believe in astrology, there's lots of things that can be learned from that. So enjoy your birthday. If you are one of my ambassadors, I plead as a birthday gift to add one person, well, hopefully more, but at least one person that you love that's kind. I don't need their contact information because this isn't about money again. It's about getting a list together of people that are kind to show the world. I mean, imagine if we had 10 million people that are following the 3 commitments to kindness. That's not a lot. It's not a lot of people. And when there's 10 billion people, 8 billion people on the planet. It's crazy. Okay, let's see if I can stop this broadcast. Put them in the oven, and I'll do a little taped short segment so you can see how the cake came out. Hope you enjoyed watching. Please like, subscribe, share. Become an ambassador of kindness. Become an admin. We need more directors in there, and we want one director in each country that's in charge of the admin, that's in charge of the ambassadors, that's in charge of the members that are spreading kindness and making the world a better place. It's simple as that. So have a fantastic day. I know I will.
Dr. Fantastic along life's way, and I heard him say, you gotta say, I am fantastic, la la la, I am fantastic. You can feel it if you say it. It ain't a game, you gotta learn how to play it. Fantastic, fantastic. Just listen to the doctor. He's a rocker. fantastic. He's not sarcastic. He says, I am fantastic.